This storm system is going to be huge, and unfortunately, it's going to provide for a multiple day threat for severe weather, including, unfortunately, tornadoes. Hi, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Justus. You're at the right place to be locked in for what could be coming our way. I'm mapping out the next 5 days where tornadoes will be possible somewhere in the south, and I'll share it with you right here. But all eyes are on this system. We've got severe weather risk cropping up tomorrow back through Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas, then into parts of our Thursday. We've got a low-end severe risk here across Mississippi and Alabama. It does not stop there. Here is Friday. This is our big system that's going to bomb out over parts of the Midwest and create a dynamic area of severe weather. That same system slides to the east and the south, where the deep south gets in on the action for possible large tornadoes. Unfortunately, much of Alabama and a lot of Georgia and Mississippi in on the possibility of extreme severe weather on Saturday. Then on Sunday, this is moving toward the Carolinas and Georgia, where there is still a threat for severe weather. I'm monitoring all of this here, folks. And if you're new to this page, please like this video, comment in the comment section with where you're watching from, and then subscribe. That's the best way to stay informed with what could be coming our way is by hitting the subscribe button. I'll give you a second, let you go ahead and do that. You won't miss anything. Now, I'm mapping out all of my maps here beside of me, wrong side. We've got high wind concerns. This low pressure that's going to come into the middle part of the country, it is a bomb cyclone. What that means is that low pressure is going to dive in and be dynamic so that when it provides this severe weather threat, it's going to lower its pressure in some cases by more than 24 millibars in 24 hours. So let's look at how that plays out. This is the anomaly. So how low the pressure is compared to normal. Notice this system diving into the Great Plains and then into the Midwest. Notice that pressure at 976. Folks, that's what you would see for a strong hurricane over the tropics. 975, 979. Now, where did it start out at? Sitting at about 988, 990. So from 990 down to about 975. So that's nearly a 20 to 25 millibar drop in pressure. This is a significant low pressure. Could break records in some states for the lowest pressure recorded with a low pressure system. This thing is not playing around. Now, Friday, when you have this low dipping down and you have all this wind energy coming in from the south and west, and at the same time, southerly, unstable, warm air, unfortunately, you're going to have tornadoes in this area. A high risk for tornadoes there, which I'll show you here in just a moment. Now, that same low moves toward the east, a ton of wind energy. Now, typically, when you see wind energy like this start to go to the north, it mitigates the tornado threat. But this is such a deep bomb of a low pressure system that the winds are just cranking down here. And you can see that on our jet stream model, which I'll show you in a second, but the winds are cranking down here, and at the same time you have this southerly wind. So unfortunately for Mississippi, Alabama, into parts of Georgia on Saturday, that threat for tornadic activity is going to grow there because you're warm and unstable and have power behind this low that's still up toward the Great Lakes. Typically it would carry with it the wind energy, but not this time. That would be Saturday. By Sunday, this low pressure is way up in Canada, but it does have that trailing cold front, and that trailing cold front is going to slap into this area of warm, unstable air here across the Carolinas and Georgia to where severe weather will be possible there as this front moves offshore. Now, behind that, it doesn't get much cooler. In fact, we have high pressure settle in. It's going to be dry. We'll have a nice stretch of weather after that. But boy, it's going to be rocking and rolling this week. Let's look at the anomalies. Look at the dips in the jet stream. This is the height and how far below normal that jet stream is. Look at this jet diving in. This is a telltale sign. Anytime I'd see this, any time of the year, I'd be concerned about severe weather. But when you're talking about March and April, the heightened areas, the heightened time frames for severe weather, oh man, this thing is dangerous. And I need you to share this video with your friends and family that could be watching in these areas of Oklahoma, parts of Kansas, Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, Louisiana, and then even farther east into Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, and the Carolinas, into Tennessee as we go into Sunday. So we're talking really Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This low, this dip in the jet stream here, just carving out. Look at how tight these isobars are. That height right there is telling me that there's a lot of wind energy being compressed on the outside of that. So above our heads, the wind is just absolutely cranking here. So that wind energy creates what we call severe weather. All right, so let's map out the timing. Here we are, Wednesday. The Wednesday-Thursday threat is coming in from a little wave in the upper parts of the atmosphere. So it could provide for an early severe storm, some rain in some areas of Mississippi, Alabama, North Georgia, into Tennessee. But here we go into this weekend. Here we are Friday evening. This model is the European, and it's pinpointing here. The low is up here, 979, not ahead of it. This right here is going to be our severe weather. That right there. Now this would move off toward the east and pivot into Saturday morning. It's back here toward Tennessee. It's kind of regrouping. Now Saturday afternoon, this thing is violent. Probably a very strong line of storms with damaging winds, but embedded in that line will likely be tornadic activity. This will push off toward the east Saturday evening to where most of Alabama, Mississippi are dealing with it. Then Saturday night, it starts to enter Georgia, eastern Tennessee. Sunday morning, when you're waking up and getting out the door, we've got the chance that some of these storms could roll into the western Carolinas, the upstate of South Carolina, down the I-85 corridor into the Atlanta metro area. This would arrive at a cooler, more stable time of day, but one that we would need to watch closely. Sunday mid-afternoon, this thing's rolling through Charlotte, Raleigh at a warm part of the day. So I think the severe weather risk is probably going to be on either side of the upstate and the mountains to where it's pulling away during the day on Sunday, but arriving at night. Not to say we can't get some severe weather or a tornado concern. That is certainly a possibility here, but this is all gone by, say, midday Sunday for the western Carolinas. Let's look at our instability, basically fuel for thunderstorms in this. And this is the brand new European model coming in hot for a Wednesday, Thursday storm system, possibly a low-end severe weather risk with this wave right here. You see the hole right there. That's the actual wave. Out ahead of it and around it's the severe weather. It all breaks up, and then Friday rebounds. Look at Friday. We're honing in on these areas of Arkansas, Louisiana, up here through Missouri into West Tennessee and Mississippi. Big time severe weather risks there. Now, as we go into our Saturday time frame, this is now shifting into Mississippi, Alabama. Heads up. Big time severe weather possible. This would continue into Saturday afternoon, where we would have that threat over Alabama. Now, does it shift into Georgia Saturday night? Looks like Atlanta Metro South in on the fuel, which, as I tell you, is about 1,000. Is kind of my marker for, whoa, we need to pay attention. 3,000 is even greater. You need about 500 joules to at least get some storms. And we've got 500 joules of CAPE rolling into the upstate of South Carolina around 5 a.m. Sunday morning. Now, this would continue to move east. We're dealing with a couple of hundred joules of CAPE at 7 a.m. on Sunday, but higher toward the east in the Columbia area. But look what happens during the day as we heat up on Sunday. Areas of eastern North Carolina and along the coast from the Grand Strand down to Charleston through Savannah and Brunswick, there could be a lot of storms. Now, keep in mind, this weekend is St. Patrick's Day weekend, so lots of festivities are going on in and around Savannah, lots of parades going on, so we need to keep that in mind. If you're a parade organizer, if you know of a parade organizer, please share this video with them. I will keep you posted so that you can kind of dial in on your area. What it will help me do is, one, if you can comment in the comment section, hey, we're with the Savannah, Chatham County, St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee. Whatever you are, please comment so that I can speak more specifically to you, because I do read these comments. And please share this. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. All right, so this all rolls out of here by Sunday night. Monday is looking much better for actual St. Patrick's Day itself. How about thunder and lightning? Who's going to see it and when? I know many of you care about that with kids and animals, outdoor events, practices. Well, Thursday looks like a day of thunder and lightning here for Mississippi and Alabama. That could move into the Atlanta metro area, but more than likely we're waiting until Friday. Friday's when the big kahuna starts getting going here for Missouri. I mean, this thing right here looks violent. Missouri to Arkansas into Louisiana. This thing's going to be mean, and it's not going to play nice. It's going to be a really significant system here, unfortunately, for these areas. Moving into parts of Illinois, Indiana, Ohio down the line, and we've got to watch this because Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama going into Saturday. Saturday afternoon, it's really taking shape back here. This area probably under tornadoes as we go into Saturday afternoon. How about Saturday night? This is 8 p.m. Saturday. Here is 2 a.m., 5 a.m. Between 2 and 5, we've got some thunderstorms rolling through Atlanta Metro, Anderson, Clemson, Greenville, Spartanburg, Pickens, Gaffney. Some loud thunder certainly possible during the wee hours of the morning on Sunday. This would then cross over into the Columbia area and probably accelerate. So we're dealing with some lightning here Sunday afternoon in Statesboro, Pooler, Richmond Hill, Savannah, Georgia, Orangeburg, Charleston, Beaufort, into Myrtle Beach, and then the Panhandle of Florida down here toward Panama City Beach, Destin areas, seeing some of that. So how about the wind? This thing is a wind machine. So let's look at the peak winds. Now this is with and aside from thunderstorms. If you get a thunderstorm, those winds certainly could be higher. And if you get a tornado, of course, it could be even higher. But this is going to be a wind machine regardless of any severe weather. But once this thing rolls through, 40, 45 mile per hour winds, sustained or not out of the question. I should say gusts are not out of the question going into Saturday night and during the day on Sunday behind this really gusty, powerful front. Could pack a punch here as the winds pack in here. So simply put, folks, if you're new to this channel and you're watching us right now, we've got a lot that we're watching across this channel, including a tornado threat that is building for the south. A low-end threat Wednesday, Thursday. The big deal arrives on Friday. You'll see this box here beside me start to reflect warnings and watches for what's coming our way. And then Saturday for areas of Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia, watching it closely for the Carolinas and East Tennessee going into Saturday night into Sunday. Right now, that threat looks to be a little lower than to our areas to the west, but nonetheless, this is going to be a severe weather outbreak. So folks, again, if you're new to this channel and you haven't already subscribed, please like this video, comment in the comment section where you're watching from, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications. I can't tell you enough. That is the best way for you to stay informed when it comes to these type of events, because I'm monitoring everything here for you, and whether I'm on air or online, you will be informed of any kind of changes or upgrades to risks or hopefully downgrades to risk. It would be my dream if we could report back that, hey, this thing's falling apart. But right now, you need to be on guard for severe weather, including the potential for tornadoes Friday into Saturday across a large part of the South.